think it must be lawn mowing night in the neighborhood right now. Everybody's mowing their lawns, so hopefully this is not. Hopefully you can hear me. I feel like it's become like a nightly thing to like let you know the updates. Everything is changing every day. Like so much to the point where I'm like, I have to talk about it today or I'm gonna forget. Or it's just gonna be too much. So today, well, so last night, Mike and I decided to postpone our IVF cycle. And we don't take this decision lightly. We're not really postponing for very long, but we are changing the calendars, what they have given us. We just really need to know for sure whether insurance is going to cover it or not, and we really don't feel like we can move forward without that information. And insurance told us yesterday when we talked to them that they would not cover anything that happened before the pre-auth got back to, like before they approved the pre-auth. So if we do any ultrasound, any blood work, anything, it's not going to be covered till the pre-auth comes back. So that kind of really made us hesitant moving forward until it was like 100% done. So I sent an email, a great big long email to the IVF nurse last night, just kind of letting her know our thoughts. And she called me today and she said, well, you know, we have 5 doctors here and they rotate weeks. And so like my doctor he has a week and he does the egg retrievals that week. So they schedule, if they can, they schedule his patients during the week of his retrievals so that he can do his own patients' egg retrievals. Okay, I literally just met this guy and I don't care who does my egg retrieval. Maybe if I was at my other clinic where I was like very familiar, had been there for years, very familiar with my doctor. Like I really liked it when she did my transfers because they're the same way, you know, they have assigned days, and so I would have been disappointed. But I've had transfers done by other people. But I thought that was funny. I was like, that's why you scheduled me when you did, was all because of the doctor. I'm like, oh my gosh. Why on earth would you schedule me before any of the insurance, even when, especially when you know that the insurance information is very important to me? Why would you schedule me before the insurance information is? And she was like, but if you don't care what doctor does your egg retrieval, I'm like, I don't care what doctor does my egg retrieval. I see no reason to bump it an entire month when I'm really just waiting on insurance. So like, let's bump it a week or two, you know. So that's what we've done. At this point, we have bumped everything back a week. I think she was gonna send me the new calendar and then she accidentally sent me the old calendar. But it's Friday and she sent it to me like at 5 on a Friday, so I can't get the new calendar for a few days till next week. So, but she told me that she's bumped everything back by like a week. So, that won't interfere with any of my family stuff that I have going on, which is awesome. I mean, assuming I haven't actually seen the calendar, but she said, stop taking the testosterone. So I did 1 dose of the testosterone last night. I'm not gonna do the testosterone anymore. I'll just hang on to it. And then we're just gonna kind of wait on that, which I'm really happy about. I think with infertility patients, they just assume that the patients just want to do things as quickly as possible, and I think that that's probably mostly true. Just as an infertility patient myself, you feel like a sense of urgency to do it because you've just been waiting for so long. So you just want to do it. But it's very important to me to have insurance kick in if insurance is going to kick in. I mean, if insurance is going to cover it, I need insurance to cover as much of it as possible. And the nurse was super understanding today when I talked to her. Who knows how she really feels about me. I told her, I'm like, I am like one of your most difficult patients. And she said, I have a lot of difficult patients. So she didn't say no. But anyway, it's been a day. So we're going to push everything back and then hopefully we can get insurance. I did have to go today. Insurance requires labs, the very basic, like progesterone levels, estrogen levels, just basic labs they require. before they will approve anything. So I did have to go last minute go do some labs today. She just told me today, she's like, insurance requires some labs before they'll let us like send in the pre-op. Or they need labs to send with the pre-op, I guess. And I'm like, okay, I can come today. When? You know, because I'm like, I need to get this done as soon as possible. So I went in today and did some labs, and that all went good. And then I also did some extra labs for the clinic. They have to do infectious diseases labs so that they can approve us to have our embryos stored there. So I have to do the infectious diseases like HIV, Hep, those kinds of things. And then Mike has to also do blood work for the infectious diseases just so that they can approve us to have our embryos stored there. So anyway, so we're not doing any medications. So right now I'm just on the prenatal, which, you know, I'm on lots of vitamins, but a prenatal specifically for them, even though I've been on prenatals for years. And then norethindrone. I'm still on the norethindrone, which I asked her today, and she said that it's just fancy birth control. It's progesterone only birth control as opposed to progesterone and estrogen. I think that's what she said. It's just expensive birth control. So, and then we'll just keep doing that until we start the testosterone, which should be, I don't know, a week and a half or something. I guess we'll see when I get the calendar back. But anyway, I'm feeling so much better, so much relief, knowing that we're gonna wait for the insurance to come back, because that was the whole point in doing this. It was such a burden lifted just to wait. And she said, if we don't hear back, you know, if it starts to get, we'll bump your calendar a week. If it starts to get closer and we still haven't heard back from insurance, we'll just bump it again, you know, like it's not a big deal. I think they just want to have a calendar set so that like everyone's aware of what's going on, and then if that calendar has to change, that's fine. They don't want to just have nothing though. So we've got a calendar, and then if it needs to be moved because insurance is annoying, we will move it. So they've been really good at it, about it so far, and they seem to be, once we kind of kicked them in the butt a little bit yesterday, the clinic seems to be like actually working on it. So fingers crossed everything works out beautifully, and that I can attend all of my family functions without interruption and without having to like do a bunch of injections while I'm there. And it sounds like it's going to be that way, but I won't know for sure until I see a calendar. So anyway, okay, we're doing this, and I feel so much better about it. Now we just hope insurance actually covers it, which is really the end game. So our grass is like fully dying. We don't have any idea what's happening. We are in a drought here in Utah, like a very serious drought. And so we're trying to be careful not to like overwater. I mean, you don't want to overwater anyway, but we're trying to be careful with our water usage. And I think we have bugs in our grass, and I don't know. We have tried everything. We have tried moving sprinklers because we thought maybe so we might have to hire people to come out, which is so annoying to me. Hire somebody to come out and do the yard work that we're willing to do. We just don't know what we're doing because we're not the professionals. So anyway, but it's better than letting your entire lawn die. We are almost on 3/4 of an acre, and if we let our grass die, that's a lot of grass that we'll have to replace, so we cannot let our grass die. Anyway, that's a side note. That's a big sore spot for Mike. And it's a little sore spot for me, but it's a very big sore spot for Mike because he takes a lot of pride in his yard, as you can tell. I mean, look at this yard, right? But the grass is not doing so hot this year. It's just money. It's just money, right? This is why I need insurance to cover my IVF, because I have things I need to spend my money on in other areas, like my dying grass.